President Trump lawyer is on fire. She's a straight up firecracker. And everyone should be really, I think she's just really awesome. Because the way they're going after President Trump is completely despicable. We're on the verge of going to World War III. We have people that are losing everything because of the Biden regime. And they're going after President Trump because they want to set an example with President Trump. The law system in the country no longer exists. If this judge is able to get away with what they are doing to President Trump, we no longer have a constitutional republic. People used to argue with me up and down. Well, we have the Constitution. We have the Constitution. They can't do this. They can't do that. They used to argue with me up and down. And I said, I hear you. And I agree with you. We have the Constitution. But when you have the people that are in authority position and they don't care about the Constitution, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Tell me. What does it mean? It means nothing. It just means it's a document that they think is only something that they can use when they can weaponize it against the American people. They've shown it to us. They showed it to us too many times. They've expressed it too many times. Now, listen to President Trump's lawyer. And it's kind of long, but she's on fire. She's a firecracker. And as I've always said before, I do like a strong woman. I like watching these movies where the women are beating up the men. I like it. I like it. Listen to this.
Coming from the judge who has already predetermined that my client committed fraud before we even walked into this courtroom. I'm not here to hear what he has to say. Then why exactly am I being paid as an attorney, and why exactly are taxpayer dollars being used in this courtroom? The answer is very clear. Because Miss James wants to stand right here like she did this morning and call my client a liar, call the company fraudulent, and make a name for herself. She said this morning that the numbers don't lie, and they won't lie in this case. Well, Miss James, I have a message for you. The numbers didn't lie when you ran for governor, and that's why you dropped out. And the numbers don't lie when President Trump runs for office in 2024. And those numbers are loud and clear. This country is falling apart. And if we don't stop corruption in courtrooms where attorneys are gagged, where attorneys are not allowed to say what they need to say to protect their clients' interests. It doesn't matter what your politics are. Everyone has a right in this country to get up and put a defense. I don't care who you are. You have a right to hire a lawyer who can put objections on the record. You have a right to hire a lawyer who can stand up and say something when they see something wrong.
But they don't want you to. You know what? It's just really crazy to me because what they were doing on social media platforms, they're doing it in the courtroom. We don't want you to say anything because someone might hear the truth. So they're censoring President Trump in the courtroom, censoring his lawyer. Like, we don't want to hear what you have to say. How is that possible? Let's just say we don't want to hear what you have to say. It's disgusting. Banana Republic. Now she goes on, is this on Cavuto? Listen to this one.
All right, you may have seen some of this earlier in the day, but a left-wing New York judge doesn't even have the grace to let the 45th president of the United States speak in court, much less on what the 45th president of the United States achieved as a realtor who essentially changed the face of New York real estate. Anyway, joining us now is one of his key attorneys, Alina Habba. Welcome back to the show. We appreciate it very much. I don't get this. He's got an agenda. Everybody's got an agenda in this courtroom, and they will not let Donald Trump speak his piece. Now, I want to ask you, okay, is Donald Trump being rude? Is he yelling? Or is he just trying to get his, let's say, 2 cents in that this judge won't let?
Honestly, none of the above. What would happen was they would show him 2 paragraphs on the screen. They would say, okay, here's 2 paragraphs on the screen. Mr. President, did you certify to this? And he would say, Well, the 2 paragraphs discuss insurance, they discuss value, and they discuss how I can rent certain property, 40 Wall Street, for instance. Let me explain. First, let me hit the value. First, let me hit the insurance. Let me hit this. Let me hit that. And he would go into explaining to them that maybe you have a loan document that says that I have to have a net worth of $50 million. Basic. Okay. But there's certain provisions there with step downs and things like that. It's not that simple. If I have to be absolutely honest with you, Larry, I think that they really should have thought about the legal team questioning somebody who is a real estate tycoon, a real estate mogul, is going to go down as one of the greats.
Spent his whole life.
They don't get it, and they're trying to attack and criticize somebody. You better be an expert to try and come after him.
See, look, as somebody who knows him rather well, he's trying to explain what I'm going to call the science of real estate.
That's right.
The accounting of real estate, the economics of real estate, okay? And he knows it very well. You might disagree with some of it, but he knows it very well.
That's right.
And this judge, as I understand it, will not let him finish these paragraphs.
No.
And I don't know. And the other thing, I think this showed up, you were on, your presser was during Sandra and Smith and John Roberts. Has a president ever testified like this in court?
No.
Never.
It's a disgrace.
So they won't give him the grace to do that.
It's really, they're cutting him off, and I objected, and there was a fiery exchange with the judge.
Yeah.
Frankly, I can't even say it was with the judge and I. I'm very polite. I'm very professional when I'm in the courtroom. But the judge did not like him finishing or explaining because it wasn't good for their case, and he's interfering. He's made his decision. Let's not forget that, Larry. He made his decision on summary judgment. He found liability already. So now we're wasting taxpayer dollars for months and months and months. $450,000 for an expert the AG paid. Taxpayer dollars, those New York taxpayer dollars. We're wasting all this time, and he won't even let the president, who's the person they're trying to get to, explain why he's certified to certain values. Why? Because the minute he starts to explain it, it ruins their case.
It ruins their case. It ruins the narrative.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.